Welcome to the Voices of the LeanFeast.
We are back. Another episode of the Feast Fighters podcast, Voices of LeanFeast. We have, Benny. We need to get Benny on these, man. We got that cord. We should test that cord out.
Yeah.
Law Dog?
I'm here.
Good morning.
Morning.
Wizard?
Shalom.
What was that?
That was Yiddish.
Yiddish?
Yeah.
Yiddish.
Something like that.
Yiddish. Do you speak Canadian?
No, but I do know a guy that does.
Baker, do you speak
No.
Canadian?
I do not. I don't even know what he's saying when he speaks. I don't understand.
I mean, you're kind of hard to understand, too. Sometimes I just picture a bubble over your head with subtitles in it.
Yeah. It'll get you there.
Have you ever noticed that I asked you several times, what was that?
No, I'm used to it. Everybody has to. Most.
Dude, whose phone is vibrating?
Never fails.
Never does. Tyranny.
It's always mine. What does tyranny mean? I always ask.
Like what a tyranny is?
Communism.
Yeah. Like
Uproar?
like a tyranny? Like you own the entire place? You run it?
Derived from Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Correct. And it controlled the kingdom.
You all are lying right now.
It's not a terrible analogy.
We'd be good at Balderdash.
Oh, we would.
Remember the Balderdash
I have
game?
that game.
Yeah.
That's a great game.
You had to be a professional liar to win that one.
All right, so we have a guest in the building. His name is Eric Rynne, eh?
Yeah, how's it going, eh?
Are you from Canada, dude?
Some would say so.
Luke, can we talk about why we tell him he's from Canada?
Yeah, he's from Vancouver.
That's right.
And most people assume when they hear the city Vancouver that people are talking about
BC.
British Columbia.
Yeah.
Canadians.
Luke Becker, you ever been to Canada?
No.
Do you want to go to Canada?
Yeah.
Luke,
I'd love
we've
to go to Canada.
been to
I've
Canada.
been to Canada.
You've
Yeah.
been to Canada?
Yeah, I have.
You live there.
Yeah, I
Where
don't.
do you live? Where do you live?
Vancouver, Washington.
Washington.
Yeah, it's like right above Portland.
Is that
But it's
still
like-
in the
it's like-
United States?
Barely.
Well, we had dinner last night. You flew in from Vancouver, Washington
Yep.
last night, and
Yeah.
we went to dinner at Mike's place.
That's good.
I will say that my steak was under par.
Really?
I always eat there, and it's always really good food. And last night I didn't really care for my steak. Man.
Wow.
Yeah.
I loved mine.
I'm gonna love my steak tonight.
Where
We're going to Toad Suck Bucks. Hopefully they're open. Sometimes they're not open, but Toad Suck Bucks. Have you been there yet,
Yeah, I've been there.
Luke? You told me about that place. It's out in the boondocks.
Who names the place Toad Suck Bucks?
When you see
That's
it,
what
you'll
I
know.
to
His name is Ken Buck. And is it the town of Toad Suck?
It's kind of
No,
it's kind of like the area. It's
Yeah.
Toad Suck Dam. It's one of the lock and dam systems that's on the Arkansas River. And it's kind of more of an area, Toad Suck area.
So what did we say that place looks like? What's that vampire show that you watch?
True Blood.
True Blood. You ever seen True Blood?
It looks
I've-
like the Merlot's kind of.
Yeah,
What
True
would you
Blood.
call that? A bar?
Kind of like on From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
That kind of
Have
vibe.
you seen that? That's a series.
From Dusk Till
like an
Dawn?
old series?
I watched like 3 episodes. It's
You
not
don't like
that
it?
great, no.
I thought it was all right.
You look like you would like that.
Yeah, I mean, half naked chicks, dancing. It was
I
good.
mean,
I
you
don't
know,
allow
It
that
was
in
all right,
Canada.
they don't allow that in Canada.
No, they don't, right?
He got that show off the black market.
That was like the black market Netflix.
Yeah. Scalped it from America.
That's right.
All right, man. So you flew in last night to come visit us and do a little bit of work in the office. I mean, I don't think we've done much work. It's mostly just hanging out.
Yeah, I mostly just came because I enjoy hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, man.
Team
You know what
building.
I mean,
Team building. Yeah, last time we hung out, we were in Montaigne. Right?
Whitefish,
Whitefish, Montaigne.
which was beautiful.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
it was so
that
awesome.
lake.
It was hot, though, dude. I
was
sitting.
hot.
I remember sitting at the table, and all of us
Sweating.
were like, "Dude, I'm like sweating my butt off." But it was good food. We went to the. Do you guys remember that lodge? What was that lodge we went to?
I think it was called the Lodge at Whitefish Lake.
Oh yeah.
So it was on the big
It was
the big lake, Whitefish.
Yeah, not much imagination on the name.
It was at the
No, not at all.
Not at all. It's
it was at the base
hotel
of
on Whitefish Lake,
Glacier National Park. It was right at the
Yeah.
base of that. So
Which
Which
is a
I
good
wanted-
memory, bro.
which I wanted to go to. We'll have to go back up there.
yeah, I was
check
hoping
that
we
out.
were
It's
going to be able
beautiful.
to make a little excursion up there because I mean, when would you ever have another chance again to go to Glacier National Park unless that's the reason you went there?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be heading back up there at some point.
There's absolutely nothing out there though.
There isn't nothing, but
It's a good
the
place to
people
get
there
away,
were
though.
Amazing, right?
People were really amazing.
So
Where did we
nice.
fly into? What was that? Where did we fly
dude.
into? We didn't fly into Whitefish.
No,
We flew into it's gonna
Kalispell.
Kalispell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small little airport, literally.
Very small.
You know, the next
plane.
time we're in Montana together, we do need to go do a tour of the farm. I think it's like AAA farm or Big A farm where they shot the Kevin Costner series. What was that called?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Good show.
They shot Yellowstone about 2.5 hours from where we were in Whitefish.
Kevin Costner's an OG, man.
That's
Baker-
an incredible series.
Baker, have you seen Yellowstone?
I haven't.
I don't think I have either.
You don't have cable, right? Do you have cable, Eric? No,
No
just,
need.
Just streaming.
Netflix,
Cord
Hulu,
cutters.
Disney Plus,
Amazon
The
Prime.
Mandalorian.
Dude, can we talk?
So good.
Your
bro.
your wife
Can
got
you-
Disney Plus for you, right? Not for the kids.
No, I was like, we got to get this.
Yeah.
I think
I
you need
gotta
to
get
grab your
Mandalorian.
phone.
He said I got
thi-
it for myself.
I think you need to grab your phone right now and track our package. Do you know what time it's coming in?
So we can. I don't.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah, we can.
So what did you called us last week? You called Luke and I, and you said, "Hey man, I'm going to this store."
No, I said, hey, go to saberforge.com.
Oh yeah.
And you guys are like, what are you doing right now? You geeking out on me right now, bro? I'm like, I'm totally geeking out on you right now. so they go to the website, right? And they're like, oh, dude, what?
It was so amazing. It's probably one of the best websites I've ever seen. Now let's talk about that website because that website is, how can I say this? Navigating through that website is like a three-legged cat trying to bury shit on a frozen lake.
Bad.
It was stressful.
You can't do it.
You can't. Yeah, you can't. It was
It's bad.
It was a stressful
But
website.
but Luke, what is that website?
It's a lightsaber website,
Like a legitimate lifesaver.
like from
Like, no
Star
joke.
Wars.
Like, no joke.
Yeah.
Were there when okay, so you told us to go to this website. We went on the website and we're like, man, these are so cool. I want like a real lightsaber, right? Well, we tried to order it online. That didn't work. So you went to the store this past Monday.
Yeah, I said, I'm going to go to the store.
So
Where's
they-
the store?
they actually
is that
have
is
a
it in
store?
Portland?
It's in Oregon City, which is
Oregon City.
20 minutes from Portland. I drove 45 minutes out to.
So
get
what do
there.
they have there? They have all different kinds of machined lightsabers. They have I saw guns on the wall there.
They have prop guns. Yeah.
Oh, those are just prop guns?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like the lightsaber.
Blasters. They're going blasters, right?
Blasters, yeah.
Wait a
Or
minute.
They have lights in the gun. It's like a real gun, but I mean, obviously, it doesn't shoot lasers.
Made out of machined aluminum. and-
Did they have Star Wars blasters there?
Yes.
Why did we not? Why were we not?
What
showed
the
those?
hell's wrong with you?
I don't know.
How dare
What do
you?
you mean?
I'm not about the rebels, bro. I'm all about the dark side.
Okay.
So you gotta let me know if there's blasters and stuff there, man.
You saw the website. They sell blasters.
I didn't look at the website I didn't look at the blasters on the website.
Oh, well, there's blasters there. There's blasters. There's an axe.
This is
Like, was it Doku that had the axe? No, what was his name?
no, his name
it
was
was
not
the
Doku.
It was the guy that was like part machine.
in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh man, I forget his name.
Anyways, do you want to know something crazy?
What?
This man sitting across the table from you has never seen an episode of Star Wars.
What is wrong with you, bro?
I don't know, man. I just never watched it.
For real?
I swear. I mean, I know about it just because the internet, but
But I feel like you're what, 28?
8. Yep.
So I feel like at his age right now, because now that the series is are over. Did you see what they're bringing out on Disney Plus next?
No,
They're bringing out Obi-Wan series.
it's great.
It's amazing.
I love it. And spoiler. Can I say spoiler?
Go ahead. We've all seen it.
Okay. So from my understanding, what I understand is they killed everyone off for a reason, so they don't have to stay with the Trinity, right? So now they can do all the spin-off stuff. And I've heard there's some, like, Star Wars has some really good books where, like, Darth Vader actually, I mean, he goes to different planets and visits different planets and, you know, he, like, becomes a god in one. I was like, man, I want to see that. I want to see a movie that's just about Darth Vader.
That'd be so cool if they did. We're totally geeking out right now on Star Wars. We can talk about this for hours. But
I love it.
But the reason why I brought up the lightsabers is because we bought some. We're waiting for them to come in the mail. But when
So excited.
it prompted me to think that the website was so trashy. And what do you do for a living?
I build websites.
Well, you should probably go back. What's the store called?
Saberforge.
You need to go to Saberforge and say, your website is trash.
I think you should even offer to do it pro bono just because you are such a nerd and a Star Wars geek.
I wouldn't
I've
do it
totally
pro bono.
done that.
I would do it for trade.
Yeah, let me get
Oh,
some of
that's
them
a good idea.
sabers.
Let me
and-
get one of every saber, and I'll build your website.
Yes.
and a blaster.
I'm actually. I told my wife because we're looking to get a hot tub. I'm like, babe,
Waste of money.
I'm just gonna go over there and be like, hey, I'll build you a website. We'll do a trade on a hot tub. Just get a hot tub.
What are you going to do in that hot tub, Rynne?
Oh, dude, lots of things.
Have you ever owned a hot tub in your life?
No,
Can you tell me why you would want a hot tub?
because I mean, isn't it like it's nice to, like, come home after a long day, just like chill
It's
in
an
the hot
outside
tub,
bathtub.
You know, in the hot tub, just relax.
So Luke had a hot tub.
with the jets.
I
Yeah.
just think most people don't use them that actually get
No,
them.
Luke had a hot tub.
Single people use them. Not single, married
Without
people without children. Yeah, children really puts a dampener on the hot tub because you got to, like, the planets have to align, kids have to be in bed, and they got to be asleep for a certain amount of time. And by the time they go to bed, you're already tired, so you don't even want to get in the hot tub. And then they wake up, and then they ruin your time in the hot tub, and it's just...
And I should have listened to Luke when he said, "Don't buy a hot tub." So then last year I bought a hot tub. This year I sold a hot tub.
Yeah, how many times did you get in the hot tub?
I mean, to be completely
I bet
honest,
Jenna used it a little bit.
I used it more than Jenna.
Really?
Yeah, I would go in there almost every morning when I was working from home.
See,
But it got old, dude. As soon as it gets hot, you don't touch it. You still got to clean it. You got to waste chemicals on it. And it's just,
Yours might be different. I mean, your climate. So, I mean, it gets hot. So
yeah.
You
You,
don't wanna
can't
get in a
even
hot
use
tub.
it as a pool over here. It's so damn hot.
oh no, the Pacific Northwest is great because, like, for whatever reason, when the sun goes down, like, it instantly starts cooling off. So it can be 100 degrees up in Portland area, right? And then, and it's 100 degrees like at 4
PM.
You know? Yeah, that's the hot time, right? Noon is like maybe 80, but it's hot like at 3 to 4, and then at 6 it's 80. At like 8 it's down to like 65, something like that. So it cools off, which is great because, like, you know, guys, when we were out in Cali's like, it's 100. If it's 100 degrees in Cali, at 10 o'clock it's 90 degrees.
Yeah.
You know, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Right. It never cooled off.
So you live in Vancouver, Washington. You're what, about 20 minutes from Portland? Mm-hmm. And then how far are you from Seattle?
It's about 2.5 hours.
Oh, well, that's quite a ways.
Yeah.
Are you a Seahawks fan?
No.
Good. Are you just saying that because you know I'll
No,
eject you from my building? I can't stand the Seahawks. I hope they get.
I can't either.
I hope they get completely smashed this weekend by Green
I
Bay.
can't. Like, someone asked me when you move. So when you move up to the, Seattle, Vancouver, that means you got to be a Seahawks fan. I'm like, oh hell no.
Are you a football fan?
I mean, I'm not like a big football follower. I'm a total hockey follower.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I love hockey.
Yeah.
I was raised around football. I mean, I appreciate football.
Yeah.
Because the camaraderie and the teamwork. I actually like the Raiders, and the reason I like the Raiders is because of their quarterback. I forget his name.
Derek
right
Carr.
now. Yeah,
That's why I'm a fan of Derek Carr.
He's an amazing guy. Like, he's a God-believing guy. I've heard stories about him, what he's done for people. I mean, I just like him. He seems like somebody that actually
Stand-up
cares
guy.
about people. And you could see the team, they rally around him. You know, they believe in him. And I think that's in football. that's really what's required, you know, a quarterback that people can follow and stand behind. And that's honestly why I think the 49ers are doing so well, is because they got a guy that they can believe in, that's there for them, that's going to do the game, you know. And in hockey, it's more like, not to say football doesn't require the whole team to do well, but hockey usually doesn't lie on one person. Like everyone has to be playing well because, you know, it's a pass puck type thing, you know.
So if you're a hockey guy, then I'm assuming you've heard about our newest franchisee up in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What do you know about that guy?
Joe Pavelski,
Yes.
Mr. America. Yeah, I mean he's legit.
Captain America.
Well, that's right.
He was in
you
the
know?
store yesterday.
He's awesome.
Yep.
I actually got really excited when I found out you guys signed him. I'm like, does that mean I get to talk with him? Like, because I don't want to hang out with that dude, you know?
So
And
what do
they're
you?
like, Nope.
So you know, personal stuff. I mean, I like to get to know you. I mean, we've known each other for what, a year and a half, 2 years? No, year and a half.
Year and a half, I think. I think we started doing the merchant processing stuff about 8 months ago.
Yeah, but before that, you built our
Before
website.
that, we built the website and did the.
So I was referred to you from a good friend of mine back in California that owns a sushi restaurant, a sushi chain, right? We hit you up, and we needed an overhaul on our website. At the time, it was pretty crappy. I mean, it's still crappy because you made it, but just kidding. And then you took over our website, and then we kind of just became business partners. I mean, is building websites your full-time gig?
Well, that's the main source of income. But I believe in, you know, as an entrepreneur, like you got to spread out, you know, and you guys understand that. Like you got to keep your wings wide, because if you bank everything on one thing, you know, sometimes it doesn't come out and be complete. And I knew that building a website's, I can't be 60 years old, you know, building websites. Who's going to buy a website from a 60-year-old dude, you know? And so I knew that in order to be somebody that can retire and be good, you know, I'd have to branch out and look at other ways of making money. So, you know, that's what I've done. So I do, you know, real estate here and there. And
You got an Airbnb in Memphis, huh? Which is right down the road from us.
yeah, it's awesome. I love it.
I saw pictures of it last night.
I
It's pretty
stayed in
nice.
it.
So if people are ever wanting to make a trip to Memphis, can they go on Airbnb and just sign up and get the famous Eric Rynne's house
That's
in
that's
Memphis?
right. That's
The
right.
famous Canadian in Memphis. Awesome, man. So you got a Airbnb in Memphis. Do you have an Airbnb anywhere else?
No,
None in Canada?
no. I'm gonna end up doing another one though in
Where?
Memphis.
In Memphis?
Yeah,
Another one in
the-
Memphis.
So the plan is, so that's just one engine that I'm looking at building as a revenue base, and the plan is to do a total of 8 properties out there
In Memphis?
In Memphis. Yep. Yeah, I got another good friend of mine. His name is Jack, and another guy his name is Ken, and I've known them since I was like 14, 15.
Is that the guy in the military? Ken's. What was the guy in the military?
You met Steven, my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were just driving out
Yeah.
to Jacksonville, but I've known those guys for a long time, since I was like 15, and they got involved in doing real estate. And the original plan was to rent out the units, but we couldn't find renters. So we ended up saying, well, let's just Airbnb it. And man, it's
by
killing it.
Graceland?
It's about, I want to say it's like 15 minutes from Graceland. But it's like near Beale Street. It's like a big, like, you know, it's like a big tourist place,
area.
and then there's the zoo, and I guess there's a lot of commerce there. I don't know. I mean, Memphis is not a great town, to be honest.
Big are you? But you know a lot about Memphis.
Oh yeah, I've been to Memphis a bunch.
How,
Yeah.
how far is Memphis from your hometown?
About 30 minutes.
Do they have a good zoo there?
Yeah, I've been to the zoo a bunch.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jen and the girls like to go to Memphis Zoo all the time. They
I don't think
enjoy
it's
it.
like no San Diego Zoo or anything.
Let me just tell you about San Diego Zoo.
Alex has been to that one.
It's the most boring place I've ever been to in my entire life. We took Caden. I think he was 6 or 7. I'm probably getting this wrong. It was miserable. All the animals were sleeping.
Yeah.
All of them. That's all they do all day long. You can't even see them. They're in their little huts.
Really?
We paid all that money, drove around in this stupid buggy thing, walked around the entire place, and saw maybe 2 animals.
Yeah.
It was miserable.
That would be boring.
It was miserable. Not even anything cool. The best zoo I've ever gone to was in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, you can just walk up and slap a giraffe on its ass.
Well, they don't have the same rules.
Did you
probably,
do that?
huh?
We need to
Did you
do
slap a giraffe
Australia
on
one
its
time because their zoos out there are pretty incredible.
Yeah, well, I
would
actually
love-
get to see animals like I've only seen on like TV, really.
Is that an elephant?
Yeah.
I just found out today that we have an elephant sanctuary like 20 minutes from our house. Yeah. But anyways,
I do know about Memphis, so yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's not a great
probably getting
town,
the stone's throw
honestly.
Where he's talking about. His
I mean,
Airbnb's at.
I've been to. Jack was driving around to some areas that we were looking at originally getting property, and it is not. It's not a good neighborhood. I was like, wow. Well, thankfully we're not going here. But the whole plan is to look at just building up the area and making it a little better, And I think a lot of property owners are doing that. Guys that are involved in investing. It's a good area to build upon. The market doesn't go real down real big, and it doesn't go up real big. It stays pretty steady. So yeah, the original plan is eight properties there, making anywhere from 600 to 1,000 a property. So yeah, we're gonna actually do another one here next month.
Are you aware of the Clipper?
No.
Luke, tell them about the Clipper.
Yeah, the Clipper is like this new professional mega structure. It's kind of like how like Apple and Google did with their campuses out in California. I mean, they're building like this city, and it's owned by FedEx. So it's FedEx's new world headquarters. It's going to bring thousands of jobs. I don't know how many floors this thing was.
10,
Awesome.
10 floors and 75 office buildings per floor with 100 people in each office building. I think it was
Yeah.
like 7,500 in this one
Yeah.
building.
So it's their
In Memphis?
world headquarters.
Wow.
You know, because
Downtown Memphis.
FedEx has their, they own part of the
Logistics.
Memphis airport. So yeah, they'll have all of their logistics hubs there. And
That's where FedEx's main headquarters
Correct.
is, Memphis, correct?
yeah.
Oh, I'm excited then to hear
It's the
that.
main
Yeah.
hub.
I mean, so downtown from where we are, it's also about 10 minutes. Memphis is not a small town. I mean,
No.
it's big.
Very big.
And I didn't realize it until I was there. I was like, wow, it
Oh, yeah,
took
you-
a good 15 minutes from downtown to where
I think-
the
And
house
downtown's
is.
in the middle. You can drive from one side of Memphis to the other and still not make it across in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's just because most people see Memphis as like where you're renting your Airbnb at. Like you get across the bridge, there's the pyramid
Yep.
downtown. That's Memphis, but really it goes way further.
So-
east.
so
You've
that-
just gotten in there.
So that Clipper is going to house, I think they were saying, 7,500 jobs, and then FedEx is putting their logistics building across the street from the Clipper, which is
Wow.
going to house what they were saying, 8,000 jobs. So you're looking at 13,
exciting.
14,000 jobs, employees, just within a 3-mile radius. So that's going to be huge in the next few years. But
Yeah.
so you build websites. You've built LeanFeast website. We are working on a couple other things that we've done with you. And the reason why I wanted you on the podcast is we've said this many, many times before. If that's your phone, I'm going to throw it out the window.
It's my cool watch.
There you go. I've said it many times before. The people that we have on this podcast are the people that we work with, that we want to work with, that we're close to.
Or that just share an entrepreneurial
That's what I was going to
spirit.
say next. Is
Yeah.
that entrepreneurial spirit. You got websites that you're building. You dabble into the merchant processing side,
Real estate.
Real estate. We look at you kind of like a. No, I'm not like a mogul, but you're in line with what we're doing, and we have 3 more projects that we're going to be working with you on, and we're really, really excited about it. So it's really cool to hear everything that you got going on. How many websites have you built?
Probably a couple hundred.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you go to college?
No.
No, just
No.
high school.
No.
I went.
No,
No,
I
eh?
didn't.
He's got
No.
the Canadian accent.
No, I
going.
didn't.
Oh, don't you know?
So, are you good with all that HTML and? I mean, are you
MS-DOS.
Are you a GC of websites? I mean, do you do everything yourself? Are you the coder or designer?
So I use WordPress right now. Originally, when I started, it was HTML, and then there was a program that Adobe produced called Dreamweaver, and I used Dreamweaver quite a bit. And then when WordPress came out, it was a game changer. So I started doing responsive websites. That was the big thing. People were.
What's a responsive website?
A responsive website is a website that basically will adjust according to the medium it's being looked on, right? So if it's on a computer, it looks one way. If it's on a tablet, it looks another way. It's
So like desktop versus mobile versions.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep. That's a big thing right now. You gotta have
it's
your
nothing
site's
more
mobile
frustrating.
optimized because
nothing
not too
more
many
frustrating.
people view stuff from desktop computers anymore.
No.
Do you think SaberForge is responsive?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so at all. No.
So
Let me ask this question: what's the wildest web page you've ever built? Anything crazy?
It was actually a porn website.
Of course, that's where I was
Yeah.
going with that.
Yeah.
Of course, Rynne, that's where you would take it.
Yeah, there was.
an adult site.
It was an adult site. Yeah.
Wow.
Showing naked pictures.
Shame
of
on
naked
you,
women.
Rynne.
Yeah.
Naked pictures of
Women.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There is. Yeah.
Were you proud of that, Eric Rynne?
Was that
Not
some of
really.
your best work?
It was not. It was actually some of my worst work. Yeah.
What'd your wife think about that?
We weren't married at the time. No, it was a while ago. It was before we got married. Before I knew her.
Good.
Yeah.
Is it still an operating site?
It never got off the ground.
Oh,
Yeah. It was in the process of being built, and the people that wanted me to build it didn't end up getting enough funding.
Yeah, that's a touchy subject. We're gonna skip right over that. I could probably talk about that for about 3 hours, maybe
Probably.
4. I could
Yeah.
probably press it to 5, but we're
Yeah.
gonna just go ahead and skip at that. What's the coolest thing? I mean, do you like doing more informational sites? Do you like doing WooCommerce? What's the niche? I mean, what are you into?
To be honest, the thing that really excites me about website building is not building the website. It's actually the interaction and understanding of learning the business, because it's what I love. I mean, to understand a different type of business is always neat to me. Like, LeanFeast was one, Sushi Confidential, understanding how a software company might do things, or a hardware company, how GC does things, and the interaction I get to have with like-minded people like yourself, entrepreneurs, looking to build a business, to make something other than just working 9 to 5, actually make something and making a difference. And that's really what I like about LeanFeast.
I think when every single time we talk on the phone, we probably talk on the phone 2-3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Some days we don't talk at all, and then we kind of rubber band ourselves back to getting on the phone the next day. But I think when we do talk on the phone, it's always how we can make things like better.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very rare that you'll call and be like, "Hey, I need this," but you'll call and say, "Hey, how can we do this?" Or how can we make the user experience better? How could we make the franchisee way better? So I like that about you. It's easy to millions of people build websites, right? So I think it's easy to find someone that you can connect with, like you're saying. For us, we talk to each other off microphone in a very different way.
Yeah, we do.
But it's a way that it's like you said, it's camaraderie.
It is.
Right? I don't want to call people and say, "Hello, sir. Can I please get this website updated?" "Yes, thank you, sir." No. That, to me, piss off. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want to talk to people like that.
Yeah.
It's just, and that's one thing, we have a corporate brand, but we don't act a corporate way.
Yeah.
With our franchisees, it's a little bit different. We have to have standards. But, the people that we work with, we want to get to know them. We want to hang out with them like we're hanging out with you. Like, that's just what we do.
Yeah.
Do you have other clients like that?
No. Not like you guys. You guys are. There's one thing to have somebody that you work with as a client, but we're also friends.
Yeah.
I call you my friends.
That's one of us.
And that's how we talk to each other.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's right. But we're also in business together.
Yeah.
So it's like
You're
a
actually a
trifecta.
partner of ours.
That's right.
Not just a vendor
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
a contractor. You're actually you, myself, and Luke. We actually own a company together.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really want to talk about that, but just for the listeners, that we saw a good thing with the three of us and a partnership, and we're partners in the company. So
That's right.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's who we like to surround ourselves with. Luke, or I guess I was going to say Luke. He likes to ask a question. Do you have goals? Like what is a main goal for you in what you're doing?
Yeah, what's next for Eric Rynne?
Yeah.
So goals, would you say like what is success to me? Because that's what I look at when someone says, "What's your goal?" Like,
I think this kind of goes along hand in hand with the point you made about, you can't be 60 years old and expect people to continue to come to you, for what's current and what's relevant in the web design field.
Yeah.
So I'm sure as, obviously we're all getting older, but as you get older, what do you see yourself doing next? Like, what's the next thing? Is it going to be real estate? Are you going to go into the private yachting business?
Yeah.
Lightsaber club?
Lightsaber club.
Honestly,
Lightsaber sales.
as an entrepreneur, you always look at opportunity, right? And whatever comes up and looks like a strong opportunity, you jump on it, right? And so, like, if something were to come up and it looked strong, looked like something that was a possibility, then I'd probably jump on it. As a goal, my goal was to retire at 50, because I don't want to work. I want to spend time with my kids and
That's me and Luke's
my
goal.
wife.
50 years old.
And just travel the country, get an RV, travel the country, see the world. That's really my goal. Is not to be planted somewhere.
Does your wife work? Stay at home
She
mom?
stays at home mom.
And you have two boys,
she
right?
homeschools.
Okay.
Our oldest right now, she's probably homeschooling the youngest. And I the schooling system's only getting worse.
Is that why you guys homeschool?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that they're getting the education and the social aspects of school? Do you feel that they're getting that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she does different programs at different organizations where my oldest is able to be around kids. Like on Monday she does a program. He's around like 30 different kids. On Thursdays he's also in a program where he's around I think like 6 different kids.
But don't you feel like
gymnastics and stuff?
Don't you feel that a major part of schooling, and we're gonna flip the script right now just because you told me about homeschooling.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It's not that I'm against it,
Yeah.
but don't you feel like, go back to when you were in school? Imagine if you didn't play with anybody and you didn't see everybody every day that you can conversate with. Don't you feel like your children should get that?
It's it's a big worry of mine, like the social aspect of it all.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I said, listen, I see the reasons behind it, because you see all these horrible stories about kids and what they experience at schools from teachers and how it's they don't get focus groups. But I told her, I said, my biggest worry is the social aspect, like you're saying.
Not so much the learning part, because you can teach them the learning part.
Right.
But if I know if my son was homeschooled, for one, it would drive me crazy. But two, like, he doesn't have an outlet. I feel like sometimes that's a child's outlet. And by homeschooling, my personal opinion is that you're taking that away from them.
Yeah.
So how do you combat that?
So there's homeschool programs where it's a community. Like we do a Christian-based homeschool program, where it's basically a school. There's probably a total about 70 kids, and he has a classroom on Thursdays where he's with 7 other kids, and then those moms talk to each other and then do things together. So he does get that whole social aspect. So I'm grateful for my wife, because she listened to my concern, and I told her, so we have a certain budget. Make sure that he is involved in things and he's out doing things with other kids, because I want him to make sure that he's not
getting that social aspect.
Yeah, and he doesn't become weird around other kids, you know, because for me, my battle with my wife was, you know, basically saying to her, if you're a parent and you're involved in your kid's life and the raising of your child and like actually care about their education, I mean, they may not get as much from the school that they're going to, but if they're getting the focus from the parent and like, hey, let's look at your homework. Let's make sure we take care of that before you go out and play. You know, to me, then it would be fine, you know, but my wife's like, we need to do this. I'm like, all right, well, you're full time as kids. So if that's what you want to do, then we'll do it.
Do you work from home a lot too?
I work from my car.
What kind of car do you drive?
A Tesla Model S.
Bougie, bro.
I love it. I love my car.
Do you literally just work from your car?
So check this out. Because I'm a contractor, I'm not around people, right? So I drive Lyft. I do Lyft in my car. I drive people around, and I don't do it full time, but I'll work from my car, and then when I get a ride, I'll put the laptop on the front seat, do a ride, park the car in front of park in front of a Wi-Fi area like a Starbucks, keep working.
You're telling me that your $100,000 Tesla doesn't have its own Wi-Fi?
Well, it has its own Wi-Fi, but you can't, in a Tesla, you can't hook up external pieces of hardware to Wi-Fi.
I drive a GMC or a Chevy truck, and I can do that.
Well, it's probably you probably pay for the Wi-Fi on your truck.
$20 a month.
Yeah, see, I can't do that. Maybe Tesla will open that up, and if they did, I would totally do that.
What the hell, man?
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
Tesla's like the cutting
You need to talk to
edge
Elon,
of electric
bro.
automobiles, and you don't have Wi-Fi in
Hey,
that
man, come enjoy this wonderful new house, and it's only $100,000, and it's 6,000 square feet, but you don't have a heater. It's like, what the hell? You have one of the most badass cars in the world, and you don't have Wi-Fi.
I mean, it has Wi-Fi.
No, the car itself uses Wi-Fi.
That's right.
It does not have Wi-Fi.
A mobile
No,
hotspot.
Got it. Yeah. So it has built-in AT&T to it. So I can run the radio and it goes off the car. I can run the mapping system. It goes off the car. But I can't add a device to use its Wi-Fi.
Dude, that is so whack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
I mean, we need to talk to Elon Musk. Like, dude, what
He's
is
on
wrong
Mars
with you?
right now. So.
We'll give you a ride in one of our trucks today and just allow you to hook your
Phone up to the Wi-Fi.
phone or your laptop up
I
to it
might get a boner.
and be able to be able
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, bro. Whoa. That was probably the most graphic thing that anybody's ever said on 10 episodes of our podcast.
next to his porn website.
Jesus. Who decided to bring this guy on?
Weird.
I don't know.
Send him back to Canada.
Jesus. Awesome, man. Well, we love your entrepreneurial spirit, man, and we're going to continue to grow things and be those rocks for each other. We're glad that you're out here in Arkansas, and it was your idea to come out and visit and kind of just hang out. And,
Yeah, you kind of just invited yourself.
I did.
Yeah.
Into your house.
You're
Yep.
staying in Luke's room
Yep.
with him and his wife. And,
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're spooning.
Yeah. You and Luke, right?
Yeah, totally.
Fair enough.
No, guys, spork. They don't
Are you
Yeah.
jealous?
Nuts to butts.
You're jealous there?
No, not jealous. I like to share my wife with my bed. But anyways, I don't want to get too graphic because this rabbit hole can go way deeper than what we have at the surface. But thanks for being on the show, man, on the podcast. And,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we look forward to having lightsaber battles later on this afternoon.
Dude, I can't wait. We got to vlog that.
Yeah, watching some football.
Oh,
And,
that's a good idea. Let's vlog that.
Yeah.
We can all get our LeanFeast shirts and
Heck yeah.
have some lightsaber battles.
Heck yeah. Baker, you're going to a baby shower later?
I am.
You won't be partaking in our lightsaber battles?
I'll miss the lightsaber battle.
Well, I just let you know I have an extra lightsaber that I purchased for you to use.
So you can go in the garage and
Absolutely.
do lightsaber activities.
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks,
we
man.
appreciate it, man. Baker, you got anything?
No, I'm out.
You were quiet this episode,
I
man.
was listening to Rynne.
He's
were?
mesmerized.
Kennedy, eh? I haven't met a foreigner before.
Just wait.
I never met a foreigner before.
Oh,
Luke,
man.
Wizard, you got anything?
No, just welcome to America, Rynne. It's
Thank
glad
you.
to have you
America.
America.
It's good to be in America.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Rynne, thanks, man.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate you.
We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Feast Fighter podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at LeanFeast, Instagram at Lean_Feast, Facebook and Twitter at The LeanFeast. Find more voices of LeanFeast on iOS, Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify.